How to identify and handle toxic people. Part 1. People aren't toxic from day one. Usually these negative people play with you to take advantage over a period of time and eventually become toxic. One can handle toxic people in any relationship by identifying their traits. There are plenty of things toxic people do to manipulate people and situations to their advantage. Let's discuss few indicators today because knowing them will help you to avoid falling under the influence. Firstly, they have a very unpredictable personality. They'll be completely lovely one day and the next you'll be wondering what you've done to upset them. When you ask if there's something wrong, the answer will likely be nothing, but they'll give you just enough to let you know that there's something. When this happens, you might find yourself making excuses for them or doing everything you can to make them happy. Stop trying to please them. Toxic people figured out a long time ago that decent people will go to extraordinary lengths to keep the people they care about happy. If your attempts to please aren't working or aren't lasting for very long, maybe it's time to stop. Secondly, toxic people behave as if you owe them something in life. You feel as though you're the only one contributing to the relationship. You're probably right. Toxic people have a way of sending out the vibe that you owe them something. They also have a way of taking from you or doing something that hurts you, then maintaining they were doing it all for you. This is particularly common at workplaces or relationships where the balance of power is out. Remember that you don't owe anybody anything. If it doesn't feel like a favor, it's not. Thirdly, they will be passive-aggressive and most of the times will play a victim card. When you're trying to resolve something important to you, toxic people will bring in irrelevant detail from 5 arguments ago. The problem with this is that before you know it, you're arguing about something you did 6 months ago, still defending yourself, rather than dealing with the issue at hand. Somehow, it just always seems to end up about what you've done to them. They will control you and manipulate you in a manner that decisions will seem to be yours, while they governed it. It is important to take a pause before any decisions and evaluate your interest as well. In case you feel uncomfortable with the decision, then be assertive and say no. Fourth indicator is that such toxic people will make you prove yourself again and again. Further, they will never apologize. They'll regularly put you in a position where you have to choose between them and something else, and you'll always feel obliged to choose them. Toxic people will wait until you have a commitment, then they'll unfold the drama. If you really cared about me, you'd come home early and spend time with me and not party with friends. They'll lie before they ever apologize, so there's no point arguing. They'll twist the story, change the way it happened and retell it so convincingly that they'll believe their own nonsense. People don't have to apologize to be wrong. And you don't need an apology to move forward. Just move forward, without them. Fifth is an important indicator about toxic people. They never finish a conversation. They say what they have to say and then just walk away, leaving you in confusion. They won't pick up their phone. They won't answer texts or emails. You might find yourself playing the conversation or argument over and over in your head, guessing about the status of the relationship, wondering what you've done to upset them, or whether they're dead, alive or just ignoring you, which can sometimes all feel the same. People who care about you won't let you go on feeling rubbish without attempting to sort it out. Sixth indicator is that they exaggerate. You always, you never, it's hard to defend yourself against this form of manipulation. Toxic people have a way of drawing on the one time you didn't or the one time you did as evidence of your shortcomings. We all get it wrong sometimes, but toxic people will make sure you know it. They'll judge you and take a swipe at your self-esteem, suggesting that you're less than because you made a mistake. Don't buy into the argument. You won't win. And you don't need to. If you know the characteristic signs of a toxic person, you'll have a better chance of catching yourself before you tie yourself in double knots trying to please them. Now let's talk about what you can do to handle such toxic people. Firstly, express yourself effectively. A simple way to avoid being too confrontational is to tell people what you're experiencing rather than what they're doing wrong. For example, you can say when you're late for dinner, "I feel like you don't value my time," rather than saying you're always late and it's really rude. Secondly, tell them how you expect to be treated. As strange as it sounds, sometimes people don't know what's acceptable behavior. Acceptable behavior to one person can be unacceptable to another. Be clear about your boundaries. Give yourself permission to be firm. Many people feel guilty if they have to establish a firm boundary. However, taking care of yourself is also important. Avoid neglecting yourself in favor of others. Learn that saying no doesn't make you a bad person. Lastly, know when to end a relationship with a toxic person. At the end of the day, you may need to end your relationship with a person if it's toxic. Cutting people out of your life can be a painful exercise, but in the case of toxic people, short-term pain can be healthier than long-term pain. Keeping toxic people in your life can mess with your self-esteem, your finances, your emotional balance, and your other relationships. If the toll is too high, it may be time to plan your exit. Hope that these advices will help you to handle toxic people around you. Do subscribe to our channel for the second episode of the show. It will further help you to identify toxic people specifically at home, office, or at your friend circle. Take care and stay strong.